Welcome to 5 Minute Friday. Today's topic is the Marshmallow Test, why people are wrong about it, and why it matters in 5 minutes or less. I have some beliefs in my head that are just wrong. Let me give you an example. Let's talk about the Marshmallow Test. What is the Marshmallow Test? The Marshmallow Test comes from an academic study called The Nature of Adolescent Competencies Predicted by Preschool Delay of Gratification. It sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. In 1988, some researchers took a group of preschoolers. One by one, they offered each kid a marshmallow, and they said to that kid, "You may eat this marshmallow now, no problem. However, if you wait for 10 minutes without eating the marshmallow, you can have 2 marshmallows." Then, the researcher would walk out of the room, leaving the child with the marshmallow. The researchers would start a stopwatch and see how long the kid could control themselves before eating that marshmallow. After testing a bunch of kids, the researchers checked in with those same kids 10 years later. What they found was that the kids that waited longer to eat the marshmallow, the ones who delayed gratification, were more successful. They were more successful in school, they were more successful socially, they were just more successful in general. This became known as the marshmallow effect, and it was huge news. The media loved this story, and millions of people, including me, learned that you needed to teach kids willpower. Teach them to wait. It'll make them more successful later in life. However, that's not the end of the story. Later, in 2018, another study was published, Revisiting the Marshmallow Test, a conceptual replication investigating links between early delay of gratification and later outcomes. It's a complicated name for a pretty simple experiment. These researchers started by replicating the original marshmallow test. They took some 5-year-olds. They offered those 5-year-olds a treat and said if you wait before eating the treat, you can have more of the treat. They started the stopwatches and recorded which kids could delay gratification so that they could get more treats. Also, similarly, they checked in with those same kids 10 years later. However, this time, the researchers controlled for external variables. They controlled for the quality of the learning environment. They controlled for the people around the child, the academic resources, the availability of role models, and other crucial influences on that kid. Once they controlled for all of those variables, they found that there was no correlation between waiting for a treat and future success. What they did find was that there was a significant correlation between the mother's education level and the future success of the child. The kids with well-educated mothers also waited longer. So, it turns out that the marshmallow effect should really be called the educated parent effect. When I learned this, it flipped my world upside down. You see, I read all of those news reports back in the 90s, and I had believed that teaching my kids willpower and self-denial was going to be critical to their success. It impacted my parenting style when I finally had kids. Fortunately, I learned that I was wrong while my kids were still young. After I learned that the marshmallow effect doesn't really exist, I changed my focus to supporting my kids rather than teaching them self-denial. It's been a lot better. For 20 years, I was wrong. The facts about the marshmallow test were real, but my conclusions, my beliefs about those facts were dead wrong. Now I wonder what else I know that's wrong. Because some of my beliefs are assuredly wrong, I try to stay humble and stay open to new evidence that challenges my existing ideas. I still believe that facts are facts, but I try to listen to other people's interpretations of facts. I'm also a little more cautious when giving advice like this 5 Minute Friday. Being more humble and open is good because I can correct some of those wrong beliefs in my head. That makes me and the people around me a lot happier. Thank you very much.